I started about 15 years ago dreaming of building an agriculture park. My heart was to teach and train people how to self-sustain. I was walking one morning with the Lord, and that still small voice said, "Isn't your vision still in the barn?" I went in the house and I opened the scripture, and it fell open to Haggai. And that scripture says, basically, I will bless your barn. I will bless the figs. I will bless the pomegranates and everything that your hand touches. And I knew that God was doing something. And so I wrote this grant and spent days doing it, and I thought it was fabulous and sent it off. I began designing the gardens and what needed to happen, knowing that in February was when the grant would be coming through. And so in February 1st, I checked and I didn't get the grant. And I said, "Lord, I can't do this without money." And so I said, "If you're not going to do this, I'm out. I can't do it without you." And the next day, Debbie Daigle from the Episcopal Church walked into my life.
My background taught me that I needed to feed the kids. I needed to nourish them. And by nourishing them, then I could involve the gospel in this. I could tell them Jesus stories. I could tell them about the abundance of the earth and how great God was. And I knew that their nourishment was minimal. I went to the chief of police and I told him that I wanted to start a ministry in this area, and he kind of said, "God go with you." And he said, "But talk to, if you want a garden, go talk to the extension service."
She said, "Well, my church is just right across the street. Maybe we can do this together. I feel like this is a God thing." And I said, "Well, I just got turned down for this grant." I said, "So the only thing that's holding us back is money." And she said, "Well, we'll pray about that." And she left my office, and in about 10 minutes, she slapped a $2,000 check on my desk. And she said, "Somebody just gave me this money for my discretionary fund, and I know that we're going to put it towards the garden to get started."
God will give us that desire, and He will give us that vision, but we can't do it by ourselves.
So,
wow,
we built.
You need this to...
And one of our first projects was to build a rainwater catch system. We purchased a cistern, and then one of our ranchers donated another cistern. The House of Hope guys came in and helped us build 24 raised garden beds. The city brought topsoil, and we have a Monterey mushroom is in our community, and so they brought us mushroom compost to get started. And we built this aquaponics system on our property, and the purpose of that system is to be a fertilizer factory. But the fish water feeds the plants on top that are in a gravel bed. We put in an orchard. We had our planting day. We planted those 24 beds that day. As far as the produce, what we will do with it is we plan to have a backpack program this summer where every Friday we have an extension program set up where we're going to teach the kids something. We're going to use the extra produce and send it home with them. We'll have to supplement that with some other, with some food to feel that these kids can prepare themselves and be able to be nourished over the weekend. Our heart is to change the fabric of this community and to change these kids' lives.
It's not just a thing for Madisonville or for our county, but it's a thing that is so easy to do for anyone's church or anyone's community.